So it's Saturday, October 7th, a beautiful fall day, and today we're going to cook some brisket. I'm going to start out by taking some of this Cowboy charcoal and filling up this bin here. Then I'm going to light it with that and add a few chunks of mesquite wood to the top, and we're going to offset cook here. So we've got the air coming in down here, going through the fire, through our brisket that's going to sit here later, and then up through this vent above the brisket. But I'll probably have it closed almost all the way down through most of the cook, because I want to cook it low and slow for a long period of time. So I've got the charcoal loaded. This is natural charcoal. It doesn't have any clay in it like the Kingsford briquettes. It burns hotter and it has less ash, and I highly prefer it over the Kingsford. This particular brand is Cowboy charcoal, which I've had good luck with. You can buy this at Myers, you can get it at Gordon's. It's just wood that's been heated in the absence of oxygen. I don't use lighter fluid to start my charcoal because lighter fluid is kerosene, and the kerosene soaks into the metal and the ash in your grill and flavors your food like kerosene. So I prefer using a propane torch. It only takes about 5 minutes to light the charcoal on the bottom, and you give it about another 5 to 10 minutes and it'll be completely lit. So it's been about 5 minutes. I'm going to take this off. Let's see, it's already going pretty good. It's cracking, snapping, and popping. I'm going to close this up because I don't want it to get going too fast. I want my fuel to last all day long. So I'm going to close it all up so there's no air going through the grill. I've got the grill sealed with Nomex. So all the gaps where there is air that can get in have this Nomex material sealing it. So here's our brisket. This is the fat side. I've trimmed some of the fat. So wherever the meat is, I've put rub. And I've got it in a stainless steel pan here, which I like to use on the grill. Kind of keeps it from getting overdone. And here's what I use for the rub. I've got some brown sugar, some black pepper corns, some allspice corns, and some gray sea salt. And I've ground some of the ingredients up in the magic bullet just to make sure they were nice and fine, especially the peppercorns and the allspice. But I left the red pepper flakes whole, and I just rubbed that all over the brisket. Okay, so I've got the brisket on the grill. I like to cover it with a tent of aluminum foil. I try to keep it off the meat just so that it doesn't build up too much carbon bark. I like a little less burnt and a little more flavorful bark. And here's my pile of charcoal with some mesquite wood on top. You see, just after 5 minutes of the propane torch, it's going really good. And I've got my remote temperature sensor here, one probe on the grill and one probe in the meat. So the meat currently is at 46 and the grill says 73 right now. It's going to get up to 205 before I pull it off. The meat temperature internal. So I've got it sealed. I'm going to seal up all the air so there's enough air leakage in the grill by itself to keep the charcoal going just fine. So you can see that Nomex seal right there. Alright, so we'll come back in about 8 or 9 hours to see the result. So here's the finished brisket. We cooked it at 205. It jiggles like it's supposed to when you shake it, which means it's done. So it should be really good.